Hey girl, welcome back to my channel. So I know it has been a minute since I've posted a video on this channel, and as you can tell, I am very red, very crusty looking right now. I'm very greasy looking. It's because I've been doing some treatments. This is my third Fraxel laser treatment, and with that being said, I'm not able to apply on makeup because it is brand new skin. It's very raw, it's very sensitive, so you do not want to put on any makeup, especially any heavy forms of makeup like the amount of makeup I use. But anyway, so this video pretty much is just a skincare routine that I do after my surgery and the do's and don'ts of when you get a Fraxel and or a Pixel. So if you would like to see what I use to take care of this gorgeous skin, just keep on watching. Well, to first start off, I want to zoom in the lens so that you can kind of see exactly what is going on with my skin. So I've zoomed you pretty far in, don't get too close now. So as you can tell, I have these slight grid mark lines going along my forehead, along through here. Now, these lines were lines that my esthetician actually drew with like a white pencil, just to kind of grid out my face. So when she was doing it with the laser, she knew exactly where to finish, where to end, and then exactly how many passes to do in that particular section. So some of those are still visible, but some of them are just swollen. So right now my skin is very, very raw and very red as well. As you can see, the difference between my neck and my jawline, like, it is crazy looking. But one thing I would have to say though, if you look at the texture in general, it has gotten a lot smoother compared to 3 Fraxels ago when I haven't gotten this service done. So I'm gonna have to say this service does work really, really well. So if you do plan on getting Fraxel or Pixel, just keep in mind you will look like this for a hot minute. Bring you back out, a little further away, I just want to kind of let you know exactly what I use in terms of skincare to protect my skin, to nourish it, and to cleanse my skin. So to first start off, I just want to say right now I have on Aquaphor. That's why I'm very greasy looking. It only has been about a day and a half since I have gotten my laser, so the skin is still... it hurts. Like when you touch it, you still kind of feel like the heat. But in general, it doesn't necessarily burn like it did right after, but you still kind of feel it once you are washing your face. So to start off with cleansing, this is the product that I use when I cleanse my face. So this is the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cleanser. So this is Kiehl's super gentle liquid formula that cleanses without over drying or stripping the skin. And that's why I particularly like this cleanser a lot, because it's lightweight. It is not packed with fragrance. So that's the other thing. When you use a cleanser after a post-surgery laser like this, just make sure that your cleansers aren't packed with fragrances and or perfumes or anything like that would irritate the skin. Get something that's super mild, lightweight, preferably, or like some people use an oil formula, some people use a foam-based formula. Just make sure that what you get doesn't have too much harsh acids or any other of those chemicals in there. Just make sure it's lightweight and you're good to go. All you really need the cleanser for is to remove off the excess heavy Aquaphor or whatever you use prior to it so that you can put a new layer on. What you want to make sure is that you keep the skin clean and fresh for a new layer of the healing ointments of your choice that you put on. I kind of keep up with this particular cleansing for about the next week and a half, just so that my skin isn't exposed to any additional fragrances or ingredients that might irritate it further. So after you have cleansed your skin, make sure with the towel you don't rub your skin. Make sure you just pat. Like you literally just take the towel and just stick your face in it and pull back and just pat your skin down of any sort of water droplets that might be still on your face, but never rub it, because right now your skin is still very sensitive. Even a few days after, your skin is still very raw and sensitive. So after you've pat your face down, Next, we go in with serums. So usually the serums I go for are anything that's hydrating. So I don't go in with anything that have like acids or any of that form, just because right now your skin is new. You don't need any sort of heavy exfoliation. So what you really do need is pure hydration. So a serum that I particularly go for in general for hydration purposes is a hyaluronic acid. This particular acid is beneficial. We're not talking about lactic acid or glycolic acid. No, you want a hydrating acid. So this is the hyaluronic acid. It's from Skinny Med Spa themselves, but you can really find, hyaluronic acids anywhere. Sephora carries them, SkinCeuticals. Now, I use the hyaluronic acid both day and night for the next week and a half, just to kind of keep my skin hydrated. But during the daytime, I also use this little guy. This is a CE ferulic acid. So this one is a little different. So this particular acid actually provides antioxidants. It also helps boost the skin's natural regeneration of the skin. So it actually helps make your skin heal quicker. So with that being said, I actually use a couple drops of these along with, I also, as I said, hyaluronic acid. SkinCeutical has their own version. Now these are quite pricey, so you can look around for alternatives to these, but personally, this is what I go for when I use it. This was from one treatment and it's already less than half of the bottle already. And that's why I have to start using the Skinny Med Spa's own hyaluronic acid because I was running out of mine. So after the serum, you want to go in with something that is also hydrating. So now you're going with a full-on moisturizer. So with moisturizers, yet again, just be careful you don't use anything too high in fragrances and or perfumes. So I actually just stick with good old Aquaphor, because Aquaphor is super hydrating. It's also a healing ointment. Like, this is what you're supposed to use anyways for the next couple of days. So I use Aquaphor. So this is my schedule. So I use it probably for the next 5 days, day and night, for 5 days straight. But then I switch it over to using it only at nighttime. So before I go to bed, I use Aquaphor. But in the daytime, I just revert back to my original moisturizer that is less on fragrance and less on anything else, just pure hydration. So that my skin can have time to kind of breathe, because I would say it is very thick, so I just feel like my skin can sometimes get suffocated. So you're just really keeping it moisturized, but also I kind of balance it out with a light moisturizer, but also a heavy moisturizer at night, so it could kind of still heal itself as it goes along. So once you are done moisturizing, this particular step really is more focused for the daytime, and as you know what that means, this is the SPF part. So you really want to make sure you're protecting your skin. So I usually start applying on SPF probably during the second day of the treatment is done. I just put it on. So the particular sunscreen that I like to use is the SkinCeuticals SPF 50. So this is a UVA and UVB transparent sunscreen. So this has no fragrances. It's just pure sunscreen. There's no other additives into it that are bad for your skin. What I like to do is I like to do Aquaphor first and then go ahead and apply the sunscreen on top, just kind of protect the skin. Just be careful you don't overuse, because some SPF have a really weird white cast, and especially since you have Aquaphor on, there's really no way for the skin to absorb it, so you don't want to have this really weird white or gray cast on your face. So just make sure that you're using a good amount, but not too much, where then it leaves this white residue around your face and you're trying to blend it in, but it won't go anywhere and you'll be looking crazy. So once you revert back to your normal moisturizer, then you can mix this in to get that extra protection if your moisturizer does not have SPF, or if it has a low setting of an SPF. Then you just, and make sure you get one that's specifically for your face. Don't get one that is for your body or any of that other stuff that you use on your body, because those usually have a lot of unnecessary oils and or perfumes that can clog your pores and or irritate your skin any further than it is already. And pretty much the aftercare outside of the skincare realm is things you should and shouldn't do when you have this sort of procedure done. So first things first, make sure that when you go to bed, you have a clean, new, fresh pillowcase. Remember to change your pillowcases almost, I would say, every night, just because the amount of Aquaphor that you're going to use on it is going to stain the pillowcase. So if you want, you can get some cheap pillowcases or use t-shirts or anything that you are okay with it getting stained and or having weird marks on it, just because this part is going to get stuck on the pillowcase. Because I'm a side sleeper, I can't just sleep on my back the whole night because it feels really uncomfortable. So throughout the night you will start turning anyways, and in the morning you will notice that there are big, sort of greasy stains on your pillow. Just make sure that you either change it out or just turn the pillow over to get a fresh new side, because you don't want that sort of old Aquaphor stuck on your new Aquaphor. So you want to make sure that you're turning over the pillowcase and or cleaning it every single day. Personally, I have 3 pillowcases on my pillows so that when I sleep on it, I just switch it over. So I get 2 uses out of 1 pillowcase, rip it off, use another one. So that's pretty much my 1 week supply of pillowcases, and then I obviously do laundry, and then round 2 again. So that is part of your sleeping side. Now for daytime, as I said, be very cautious of the sun. So this is the part where you want to avoid the sun at all costs. You do not want to be exposed to the sun at all whatsoever. So I suggest that you get this sort of laser treatment or whatever done during the fall, winter / early spring season, just because that's the time it's the most coolest. Also when the UV rays are the less invasive, pretty much. They're the less damaging to your skin. But either way, you still want to avoid the sun at all costs. Wear hats, sunglasses, visors, whatever you can get, umbrellas if you have to. And also the other thing is, I prefer getting these lasers done when it's cloudy and or rainy. I prefer when it's rainy, just so that you can have the cooling breeze of the air, and also you have an umbrella that can shade any sort of excess UV that is coming through. So when I am at home, all the curtains, blinds, they are shut. Honey, they are closed. I do not let any sunlight in, just because you want to be very careful with your skin right now, especially at this early stage on. Your skin is still trying to repair itself, so you want to be careful it doesn't get any sort of hypopigmentation or hyperpigmentation, just because that is something you don't want. Like, you're trying to get rid of it, but somehow you're getting it again. So, and last but not least, definitely your diet can really help and benefit your skin and help revitalize it and regenerate a lot quicker, is by consuming a lot more water. I personally would cut out any sort of caffeine, preferably no soda, no sugar, anything of that nature. I would definitely either cut it out or use less of, but definitely drink a lot more water than you're normally used to, just because internally right now your skin is trying to heal itself, so it needs the help it can get. Also consuming just in general junk food and all that, I mean, I would definitely just hold off until your skin is fully healed. Just stick to anything clean. I would just stick to, fruits and vegetables, just so that your skin can really get the help it needs to regenerate itself. And before I close out this video, I just wanted to answer some questions that people have had when I had my Fraxel and my Pixel done in the past. So some of the questions were, is it expensive? Where did you get it done at? How's your skin? How long did it take to heal? All of that. So to base it off of, it's really subjective depending on where you're from, where you live, what your area is like, and also how your body in itself can handle pain, handles the healing time. It all is subjective. So that's the questions I can't necessarily answer for you, but giving my perspective on that is, I'm in New York City, so everything is expensive. So this procedure was definitely pricey. I would always do your research prior to going to a dermatologist or an esthetician and finding out exactly what services they offer and what others have revealed on these particular services that these institutions offer. So, do your Yelp if you have to Yelp it, or just do your general Google search on your local dermatologist and or your local esthetician to find out if they offer this particular service, which is Fraxel and or laser, depending on how severe you want to go, or any other sort of laser treatments that they offer. And the next, comes in the price, where you live also really determines on how expensive it is. I would suggest asking them if they have package deals. So it'd be like, oh, hey, if I purchase, let's say, three 3 of this treatment, you know, can I get one for free? Or if I purchase 3 of this, can I get a discount? Something like that. I mean, usually I feel like they will, you know, offer you something, but if worse comes to worse, hey, at least you'll know that they don't. Maybe it's a sign that you should go somewhere else. I don't know. That is up to, you know, your own discretion. And also in terms of pain, as I said, it's all subjective depending on your body, how long it takes to heal. A wound is how long it'll take to heal. Personally, me, it takes Fraxel usually takes about 2 to almost 3 weeks to fully kind of heal and get this, you know, redness away. Pixel, about a week, as you probably saw in my last other video about getting my pixels done. And then last but not least, in terms of my results, yes, this is my 3rd round of Fraxel, so I definitely do see a much bigger difference than doing the pixels. Now granted, it is my 3rd Fraxel, but it is in the early stages, so I can't necessarily tell you what the results will be at the end of this sort of transformation. It might be amazing or it might not be quite there exactly where I want it yet, but who knows. But from the looks of it right now, I personally feel like I might need maybe 2 more sessions of Fraxel to really kind of get that smooth effect, like my shoulders and my décolleté and my neck sort of smoothness. So that I'm gonna hold off probably till next year, because as I said again, it is expensive and it is painful. So I can't personally keep doing that to myself this year. So I've already gotten 2 this year already. I think I'm good. I might do one. If I do plan on doing another one this year, will have to be the very end of the year. So maybe around like November, December. But definitely next year will be around February or March again, where it's colder, the air is cooler, so it doesn't hurt as much. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that this was a little bit of an educational sort of video to those out there who, you know, want to know exactly what to do to take care of your skin and the do's and don'ts of general sort of laser treatments. Other than that, please comment, like, and subscribe all down below, and follow my social media. I would love that. And if you have any additional questions, please feel free to leave it below and I'll try to answer it at the best of my abilities. Keep in mind, I am not an esthetician or dermatologist. I'm just a makeup artist. So I will try my best to answer those questions to you from my own experiences. Other than that, I will see you later. Bye, girl.